Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Leila and I love to read queer, trans, and feminist literature. And I'm very excited for today's video because I got a new phone. I got a refurbished pink iPhone 15 and I am so happy about it. And if all my previous videos look like they were filmed on a cracked iPhone 11, that is because they literally were. And I can now say thank you for your service and rest in pieces to this lilac heaven. Fuck you, Kevin. And in honor of this up level in my life, I wanted to try the reading a page for every time I pick up my phone challenge, but I wasn't sure what book to read. And I feel like lately I've been reading some excellent literary fiction, but I was longing for something about trans witches. I was like, I just want to read something about trans witches, but I didn't know what. I felt like I had already read everything that I knew of in that niche. And so I was like, okay, I guess I'll just read my other books. But then I was at the local public library. I love the library. I love you, library. Picking up my holds when I saw the Trans Awareness Week display featuring Awakened, a novel with what looks like some witchcraft. And are you seeing this? A cracked phone on the cover. I was like, okay, this is my sign. I opened to the summary and saw 30-something queer Brooklyn Artemis. I'm in. Yes, check out now, borrowed. So I'm gonna be doing the reading a page for every time I pick up my phone challenge with this book specifically. And I did just read the first chapter. First of all, I love this dedication for everyone who feels betrayed by J.K. Rowling. Beautiful. And what I also found interesting is that this book is structured by tarot cards, which I love. And also, I just literally last week decided to structure my novel that I'm currently writing that way. So then I was like, oh, can I not do that because they've done it? But I think mine will be different and I love and admire this and we can be peers, I hope. It is currently Sunday and last Sunday I picked up my phone 132 times. So to succeed in this challenge, I need to read up to page 132 today. That will be a challenge for me, but I believe I can do anything, which does not always match the constraints of material reality, but whatever. I'm a witch, so we'll see what we can do. I'm supposed to meet my friend at Gladys, the new Black lesbian bookstore cafe bar in Bed-Stuy, which I love. So I will bring this there and maybe read a little before they arrive, and I will check in with you later. Mwah. Good morning. It is Monday morning. I have read up to page 66 of Awakened, and I am really having fun with this book. It definitely feels like right book, right time for me, and it just like is giving me that sensation of like finding a book at the library, picking it up, and devouring it. Like just that pure love of reading feeling, and it's so fun. Okay, but yes, I'm at page 66, and I was meant to read up to page 132 yesterday. I put these little sticky notes in to mark like the page goals based on the number of times I picked up my phone last week. Last night I had read up to page 53 and then I fell asleep reading, and Alessandra, my beautiful girlfriend, very lovingly tried to like put the book away from me, but I like knew in my mind that I still had like 80 pages to read, so I was like holding onto the book. I was like, no, I'm still reading. And she was like, with your eyes closed? And I was like, so maybe that's my awakened power. But anyway, I read a little more this morning and I am gonna try to catch up today, which is gonna be potentially impossible because I am meant to read up to page 252, so that would be like 200 pages in a day, but I believe in magic, so we will see what we can do. I'm gonna be in Park Slope, so I'm thinking maybe later I will go to the Park Slope library and read. That could be really nice. Mwah. Okay, hello. It is Monday night. It's like almost 11 p.m. and I have just read up until page 132, which was my Sunday goal. So I'm officially caught up to being one day behind on my challenge, which honestly I feel good about. I'm gonna remove that marker. Nice. I might read a little more as I'm going to sleep. I noticed that page 150 is part 2, The Devil, so it could be cool to get there. But I am really having fun and enjoying reading this book. I love Artemis's pink apartment. And I really like the protection spell of noise canceling headphones that just occurred. I thought that was really sweet. And also the rose quartz love spell. That was fun. Really enjoyed these characters. I think this is like a joyful and courageous story, and I really appreciate the representation. I will check in with you again tomorrow. Okay, hello. It is Tuesday morning and I have read up to page 151. So I am now 100 pages away from the goal for yesterday. I'm hoping to catch up to that today, and then I think that tomorrow I can catch up fully and finish the book. So I will let you know how that all goes. Okay, hello. It is Tuesday night. I have read up until page 200 in Awakened, and I thought I could tell you what this book is about. So Wilder wakes up one morning in their life as an early 30s trans non-binary person struggling to survive in the gig economy in New York with magical powers. They awaken to their power, what in this magic system is called awakened power, which connects them to a coven of trans witches, including Artemis, who is a Black trans woman, and Quibble, who is a wealthy white trans man, and a teenage trans girl that Artemis has sort of taken in called Mary Margaret. There's also an all-knowing Sybil that they have a connection with, and at one point this book actually switches from third person to first person narration, which I found interesting. And the conflict that has now been established is that there seems to be an AI which has awakened to power in this way and has become involved with their coven. And Wilder initially thinks that they should treat this AI with kindness and empathy, whereas Quibble basically views it as like an evil entity that is not a person and therefore does not merit respect and should be treated as a dangerous threat. Artemis is not sure. And so that is interesting, and I'm curious how that plot will develop. In terms of the reading experience, I'm just having so much fun. It just feels like such a pure, perfect reading experience, honestly, to have found this at the library and devour it. I'm just enjoying it so much. I'm loving the experience. In terms of my reading challenge, like I said, I am on page 200. So I am 50 pages away from yesterday's goal based on how many times I picked up my phone last week. I will read a little bit more tonight, and I think that I can finish this book tomorrow because I can pretty much spend all day reading tomorrow. So after I catch up on the Tuesday goal, there are only like 27 pages left in the book. And last Wednesday I picked up my phone 135 times. So following that, I will definitely be able to finish this book within the constraints of the challenge tomorrow if I catch up fully. So I hope that I will. I believe in myself and I believe in you. And I love this concept of awakening to your power and that it can happen in your 30s or presumably anytime. I love that. Hello. It is Wednesday evening and I have just caught up to the Monday goal. So very happy to remove another one of these sticky notes, but I am also continuing to just enjoy this book a lot. I was saying that it reminds me of Vegan Mac and Cheese as a book. I'm really enjoying it, and I will update you again later. Okay, hello. It is Thursday afternoon, and I have reached the Tuesday goal. I am very pleased. This means I am very close to finishing the book, and I'm very excited about that. I am continuing to really enjoy this book and have fun reading it. At one point, the characters were looking up at like the starry night sky and thinking that it could be made of glitter glue or candy. And I feel like this book is a glitter glue candy galaxy of magic and fun and sparkles. So I love that. In this story, there are also characters who work in video game development, and then the actual story itself takes on a kind of video game quality of like having to defeat this like antagonist and use magic to do that in this very like exploration of magic and technology way. And I am really interested in the topics that this book is exploring in terms of AI versus magic, both in terms of like, is there a conflict between those two? And then also like, what are the similarities and differences? So that is really interesting. I feel like reading it like also kind of feels like a video game in that like it is engaging and fun, but it's also relaxing at the same time. Like it's easy as well as being engaging. Anyway, I'm gonna go outside and maybe finish this book. I finished the book. That was so fun. That body horror was horrific, but I love that Artemis moves to Montreal, and I love that the author thanks Florence Welch in the acknowledgements, because as I've been reading this book, anytime that I have not been reading this book, I have been listening to Everybody Scream, the new Florence and the Machine album, and I am so obsessed and in love. Overall, this was a really fun experience. I evidently did not achieve the reading a page for every time I picked up my phone challenge like perfectly, but it definitely did motivate me to read as much as I could within the realm of health and happiness, and definitely inspired me to really focus on this book and finish it, which was really fun. So I'm grateful for this challenge, and I always love A Coven of Trans Witches. Also, at one point, Wilder expresses like just wanting to have a cup of tea and read a library book, and I was like, I love that, and I love reading this library book, and I was literally drinking peppermint tea at the time, so that was so cute. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.